Lecturer in IT Department of Parul Polytechnic Institute from Parul University. Today we have a webinar on career opportunities, wireless communication. Um, Ma'am, can you please turn off your audio? Okay, thank you, ma'am. So today we have our expert, Dr. Gitali Saha, Faculty of G.H. Patel College of Engineering and Technology, Anand. She has a 22 years of teaching experience at the GSET College, and she invited as a reviewer in almost 12 international conferences of various technical areas. She has received awards from the Department of Science and Technology, DST, and Texas Instrument TI. Furthermore, India Innovation Challenge Design Control Contest 2018 and many more awards she has in her further in her feather. Yeah. Her research papers in the time series prediction published in time series prediction, machine learning algorithms, deep neural networks, and so many other fields. She has published many book chapters also, and she has conducted almost 25 webinars in up till now. She has a technical membership of UNESCO, Inter Intergovernmental Oceanographic Commission approved ocean expert, the Directory of Marine and Freshwater. She is also life member of IST and IS. So I welcome you, ma'am, in behalf of Parallel University. Now, is I'm audible? Uh, Ma'am, your mic.
Yes, you're completely audible.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am. Now you can start, ma'am.
Okay, Kinjal, thank you so much for the introduction. Um, I hope this will be a good learning session for students. With this, I would share the PPT that I have made ready for the presentation. And as we go through it, suggestions are welcome and questions can also be addressed. So I have been invited here today to address career opportunities in the domain of wireless communication. As we all know, I just wanted to check if I'm audible and if the screen is visible. Could someone please confirm that?
Yes, ma'am, you're audible and the
Okay,
screen is visible.
fine. Thank you. So basically, I've been invited to address career opportunities in the domain of wireless communication. Uh, some of you students, as per my previous conversation, I have been informed that some of you are from computer IT domains and other allied domains also. So basically, I have tried to reach out into that domain. But of course, as we know, in today's day, nothing is separate. You cannot say this is the bifurcation for computer and this is the bifurcation for mechanical. Even mechanical applications require wireless communication, and such people who are good at it can make their mark in that domain also. So everything is intercorrelated. With that perspective in mind, I'll be touching upon various areas, right from your projects that you can take. If in case you are in the junior level of your college, you can decide what kind of projects you can take, so that you can strengthen your skill in the domain of wireless communication. You can also have an opportunity of learning from online sources, good online reliable sources. Some of them are free, some of them are chargeable. So I have been mentioning them. I'll be mentioning them as and how we go through the PPTs and keep on exploring. To begin with, we most of us have seen a wireless network. We generally visualize it as a connection between an entity and the server provider. So the simplest example of a wireless network is the internet, which most of us use in our day-to-day life. And when we talk of internet, it actually comes into the category of wireless wide area networks. We call them WANs. Students from CPIT domain will be far more comfortable in understanding these terms. Apart from them, others, I have tried to write down the full forms and the explanations as and when suitable. Right. The idea is to provide access to communication and computation services in a mobile form. That is, while we are moving, while we are at our location, it is a different kind of application. We have been using this in our mobile sets, characterized by the GSM, the GPRS, and the CDMA. Most of us opt for either of these services in order to have access to our data and connectivity while we are moving. The other domain which has a very nice opportunity for wireless applications is the satellite networks. One example is iridium, but apart from iridium, if you look into the Indian subcontinent also, there are many more satellite networks that provide very good communication backbone for not only mobile applications but various other applications like rescue operations, weather monitoring, and many others. We will be looking them into details as to how we go through them. In fact, nowadays, I'm not sure whether all of you are aware or not, but India has come up with a constellation of satellites which can actually provide services equivalent to GPS. The name of such constellation is Navik, and it is IRNSS satellites, 8 of them positioned in a specific location that cover the entire India and the neighboring countries, the neighboring borders, and they provide very good coverage. If in case someone has purchased a new handset, mobile handset, then they most probably will be having the choice of selecting whether they want to opt for GPS or Navic when they go for location setups, right? So such kind of facilities are also available nowadays. Initially, we were totally dependent upon GPS, but now there is other option also available, and that too on the Indian front again. Continuing with the wireless, we have something known as a local area network and the metropolitan area network also. The local area network is something very common, which is a Wi-Fi network, and we have IEEE standard 802.11 and its various derivatives that takes care of the standards that are needed to make sure that the devices work properly in cohesion with each other. The other part is the personal area networks, which is very commonly known as the Bluetooth. Most of us probably have used Bluetooth to transfer smaller files or maybe most generally music files or maybe some small documents. And there are certain drawbacks as well as advantages for each and every system. And most of us are aware of them. Like, for example, if I say Bluetooth we know is limited in its range, right? So maybe it will cover at the most one room and a little bit beyond the neighborhood, but not more than that. So something like an IEEE standard 802.11 Wi-Fi network will cover far larger distance and provide you connectivity. Probably if you are at your campus, you know you have Wi-Fi and you can use it to quite a range, right? In fact, not only that, if your campus is providing you Wi-Fi, they'll be having towers at specific distances. The purpose being to provide overall coverage, right? So the coverage, the data speed are the components that vary as and how the network you choose changes. In continuation, we have the wireless MANs, which is known as the Metropolitan Area Network. It is a WiMAX network given by IEEE 802.16 standard. So this all are standards defined by um, regulatory bodies to ensure that whatever devices are manufactured by different manufacturers, they can be interfaced in a manner so that the communication does not get hampered. Right? Similarly, we have mesh networks, that is multi-hop Wi-Fi, and ad hoc networks. This is useful when a specific infrastructure is not available, like suppose we are in a portion where there is not sufficient Wi-Fi. What we do is that one of the friends will put up his or her mobile in hotspot mode, and other people can have access to wireless networks using his or her connection. This is a chart of all IEEE standards, the year in which it was adopted, the frequency at which they work, and the maximum data rate plus range that they can provide. Uh, Starting from 1990, later end, almost 1997, 98, 1999 saw the beginning of 802.11e. Now we have 802.11 as the basic standard. A, B, G, and all this are further numerical, alphanumerical values added to show specific uh, the in terms of its working frequency, specialization in terms of its working frequency, and the data coverage that is possible. Right? So if you look into this entire spectrum, it is available on the IEEE website also. You will realize that there are limitations in terms of the data rate and the maximum range that can be covered. One more thing that you can probably see is that uh, the frequencies are different. Now, initially, when things started with, we had different frequencies. We had different frequencies. Like, say, for example, the initial starting frequency was 5 gigahertz and 2.4 gigahertz. Um, and now, if you look into the lower part, you will find 60 gigahertz and ahead coming into the picture. Now, just in order to emphasize the use of this frequencies, 2.4 gigahertz standard frequency in the access band that finds huge applications in all our laboratory and research related activities, because we understand that certain frequencies are booked and reserved for certain applications. All frequencies cannot be accessed because the frequency bandwidths are allocated to different service providers for different functions. Right? So we have something known as the ISM band, which is available free of cost to each and every person in case the person is interested in any kind of research activity or any kind of testing and benchmarking. That is the reason you will find most of your devices, even inside in your lab, working at 2.4 gigahertz or nearby values, right? 5 gigahertz is the smallest frequency that the wireless networks started with. Slowly and gradually, they have been expanding. As we all know, it is a challenge to uh, introduce devices capable of working at higher frequencies. Hence, things have been progressing, of course, at a slower rate, but they have been progressing. And now we have various devices working at even higher frequencies, like plus 10 gigahertz and so on. As and how we continue through this session, we'll be having a look at different frequency applications. In fact, if we go to satellite communication, those frequencies are far more than the ones stated here. The next component, excuse me, the next component is the mobile ad hoc network. This is what we had discussed before. When we do not have the wireless connectivity, we opt for our mobile as well. vertically horizontal. This is a single computer network where we have a server connected to various components through different terminals. There are certain names that I have written here. In case these names are new for you, you can just put them up over here and understand them what they are. Otherwise, for CPIT students, these are very common name. The server and the networks are all linked, and these linkages are on a wireless basis. What exactly is a computer network? It is two or more connected computers via a simple network. And in general, what we use is a hub or a switch to make sure that the networking is complete. This is a diagrammatic representation of what is a LAN, a MAN, and a WAN network. And it is a very popular representation. We know this is what we use in our laboratories. It is a local area network, generally connected by the Ethernet cable. We can actually connect as well as disconnect if we can plug in or plug out the cable through it. And this is limited, so hence the name. It is a local area network. An expansion of it is a WAN, which can connect different locations. Like if you are talking about your campus, most probably this is the kind of communication that is there, the network that is available. If it is a WAN, then there are, let us say, you are having 10 laboratories, then all these 10 laboratories are connected to one central location. That is what is known as a wide area network. So these are the three most common networks available. For most of the pictures I have used, I have already quoted the website from there or the URL from where I have taken them. So anyone referring this can actually go back to those websites and check the contents if the person is interested in knowing more about it. Now comes the main question. Where do we learn these fundamentals? Suppose some student is interested in learning this thing. So where do we go? What are the opportunities? So I am sharing with you certain links that are available online. As mentioned before, some of them could be a paid option, others could be a free option. I leave it up to you to explore the same. But as per my understanding, whatever options are available, same are shared to you via the links and screenshots taken from it. So this is a computer networking course available on Udemy, and many students have already taken advantage of this course and learned a lot about it, making good progress based on that. Next comes another aspect by the name of networking and communication rings. Now, this is basic networking, but where exactly is the requirement in the market? What does the market require? So, if you look into the market, then we understand that there are various applications, and because the applications are variable, the technologies or the protocols used to make a connection possible also becomes variable. There are three major topics which are trending nowadays. One is convergence. Convergence means we know that we have a data network and we have a voice network. So these services can be merged together. Various cable companies are trying to provide this kind of options so that all kind of consumer users can be satisfied. Next is broadband. So most of us probably have access to broadband, and even in broadband we have two categories. One is a broadband wired connection, the other one is a broadband wireless connection. So these are the three major areas that are are trending nowadays as far as the wireless communication, because we know that satellites also use wireless for communication. You do not see a wire coming from the satellite to the ground station or from the ground station to the satellite. That would have been highly non-feasible to work out. We have a video, we'll be playing it later on as and how we progress if the time permits. Now, I'll be going step by step. I first target certain wireless projects that the students can take up in case they are interested in learning about the wireless protocols and how they work, or whether it is working in their small limited region or not, and then they can have an extension of this. So I came across few wireless projects, and some of them I have implemented also. Some of them I have seen my students implementing. The first one is RFID based ambulance flashing light with beeper. Right, this is a you know combinational circuit which is composed of RFID as the main sensing component. Right. So many components are coming into it, but RFID is the main part. So if someone is interested in working in the RFID section, we know we have seen RFID. In case someone does not remember it, I can give you a very simple example. You go to a mall to purchase something, you get a thing, and when you reach the counter, they'll be flashing RFID reader over a part which is known as the RFID code, right? In fact, some people have RFID tags also. Fast tags are also an extension of RFID. So RFID is popular radio frequency identification tag that is provided for various consumer applications. That is a basic wireless communication. Moving on to higher ones, we have Bluetooth. As mentioned before, it provides coverage within a room or up to a room. So the second project that I have mentioned here is a Bluetooth-based garage door opening. Now, garage door opening and closing means you have to actually operate a relay with the help of Bluetooth, right? So you should be able to provide sufficient voltage to make the relay work in a not connected or open mode, right? Connected or not connected mode. The third one I have mentioned here is a dual tone multi-frequency based load control system, right? So it is a DTMF is the set of frequencies, the set of signals that are generated when we use our telephone keypad. Most of us have seen our telephone keypad, whether it is on your mobile or on your landline, you must have seen it. It's a matrix of numbers, generally four number of rows and four number of columns, with some variations. At times it is three rows, four columns, and so on, depending upon the person who has manufactured it or the supplier. But the idea is that whether it is a 3x4 matrix or a 4x4 matrix, the frequencies that are generated when you press one single button is basically a combination of the row frequency and the column frequency. So any button pressed is going to get it connected to one row and one column. Corresponding to that, we have a frequency getting generated, which we call the dual tone multi frequency, and hence the name DTMF. D for dual, T for tone, and for multi for frequency. So with the help of this kind of a keypad, numeric as a keypad, we can have variable electrical load being delivered or controlled using a DTMF based load control system. And next is a smart car technology based security system. So if you look into certain countries, especially in the western countries, we are aware that the population there being less, people stay in faraway locations, right? And hence it is becoming very convenient for them to use security systems where they use smart cards in order to make sure that only um, permitted access people can enter or leave into a region. So security systems, especially smart card based, are getting popular nowadays in the Asian subcontinent part also. But initially, the need came into the picture because of segregated population at different locations. And the next part is a Zigbee based automatic meter reading system. Right, this all projects that I have mentioned to you are are slightly integrated ones, in the sense that you have a Zigbee module which you need to understand, in the sense it has a specific frequency range which it can cover. Similarly, it has got a distance range that it can take. The other part that it integrates with is an automatic meter reading system. Meter reading system, in the sense, if you have your house meter, whatever load is coming to your house or whatever is the consumption of your house, the same reading can be taken. And with the help of a Zigbee protocol, we can communicate this reading to the government people who come to take the reading, or even to us in case we are away, and so on. So these are some of the projects which I found pretty sensible as trending into the uh, present day requirements. Right? Please remember, some of these projects are integrated in the sense you have some flasher somewhere, you have a deeper circuit somewhere, you've got relays, you also have transformers to bring down the frequency or step up as the case may be needed. Right? And maybe a little bit of motor and mm, motor operations and controlling based operations, relays and all coming into the picture. Right? So these are some of the projects, in case students referring this session are probably from junior levels, they can think about this and its derivative to enhance their skill. And when they try to do that, they'll be actually learning this wireless modules, and enhancing their skill in the same. So this is about the wireless projects that people can take, and many more are available. Switching on to the next part is about certifications. Now, what kind of certifications are possible, where to get them from, and are they going to be helpful when you actually graduate and start taking up job opportunities and job responsibilities? So, that is the second portion that I'm trying to address. And as we go through it, we will see what certifications are available. So the basic certifications that can be opted for are Cisco, CCNA, or TIL networks. And in case you believe you are able to crack them, then you can go for higher certifications like CCIE, CISSP, and CCNP security. Special Specialty certifications may range from cloud security, virtualization, and wireless. So this few domains are upcoming domains where we have challenging tasks already available, and if the students are inspired enough, uh, they can learn more about it and start implementing, so that by the time they graduate, they can have some good experience to get into. These are the top 14 certification courses that are trending in the domain of wireless communication. Um, as I said before, CCNA I have already mentioned, CompTIA Network Plus. Similarly, Bar Certified Network Analyst. Now, some people may have a confusion as to what is the difference between a network analyst, associate, or a system security professional. We'll be going into those details also in the upcoming slides. To continue with the list, it is CCNP, that is Certified Network Professionals, CCIE, an expert, then IT Infrastructure Library, Solar Winds Certified Professionals, CWNP, Certified Wireless Technicians, and so on. There is a domain very popular nowadays. It is known as the certified ethical hackers. That means they are people who actually look into existing websites, existing web pages, and they find out bugs that can be mended. So many professionals who have their official websites offer the opportunity to students, academicians, researchers to explore the possibility of any uh, bug means a drawback or something which is hampering the correct growth of the system. So in those cases, if they can be spotted and rectified, then a major loss to the company can be reduced. So in order to have a transaction which is error free and safe, this kind of a domain of certified ethical hacking is also getting very popular nowadays. We have CISSP, MCSE, and MCSE, Microsoft Certified Solutions Experts and Solution Associates. So these are the uh, common trending certification courses. Some of these basics will be taught to you in the classes itself, in your study itself. But apart from that, if you actually want to emerge as an expert, you need to study about it separately, appear for an exam, clear the exam, and then obtain the certification for it. So, someone who is targeting a specific location or a specific uh, branch for working may start selecting something and start their work on this direction. Next is for most of the wireless related tasks, we have people which are people and domains which are known by the name of networking specialties. So to begin with, we have network administrators, and their basic task is to make sure that the network is running. So they are the ones who will be creating the accounts and managing the resources. Most of the time, it is a LAN, MAN, or WAN network that they will be taking care of. Next are the network engineers. They are the architects, or computer system engineers. Basic tasks that they are supposed to deal with is installation and configuration. So something like a new PC comes into the system, then it has to have its own installed basic programs, and it has to be configured into the existing system. So these are the basic tasks of a network engineer. Apart from that, the person needs to take care if there are any troubleshooting. That means if some errors have turned up, then resolving those errors also comes under this same job title. Technical support, of course, is their basic duty. So if someone needs support with some, say, software installation or hardware interfacing, then these are the people who will be called upon to make sure that the interfacing is through in a correct manner. Next is network analyst, who supports the entire network and the overall infrastructure. The infrastructure means the hardware and the software. Right? It will be used by people who are new to the system so that they can be trained to take up new applications, right? In fact, there are something new being introduced, and these are the people who would be learning it first and then teaching to other people as to how to take uh, advantage of the new technologies. Okay. Next, we have the information systems administrators. They are the ones who design, deliver, and maintain the information technology infrastructure. So their role is slightly multidimensional because they have to take care of the designing as well as the maintenance part of it. So any kind of new development is there, they are the ones who are responsible for it. They also need to take care of the web servers and the services that are included in it, This could be interactive, non-interactive services and applications. Next, we have the fifth one in as per the sequence that we have taken is a network technician, and their basic task is troubleshooting. So if there is an error, let us say someone reports that the network is not working or it is not responding, it is too slow to respond. Small tricks are known by all of us, right? As to how to ping for the network server availability and all. So once we do the basic part here, we need to find out where the error is and repair that error so that um, flow can be maintained in a continued manner. It means that the network technician should have combined knowledge of the hardware part as well as software. They also need to understand the operating systems, the Microsoft novel Linux, and such which are basically used in computer network. The next, as per our sequence, is the information systems manager. Uh, this person takes care of planning, coordinating, and directing the administration. Uh, the person may also be responsible for looking into certain details, mm, making certain research, and providing oversights. That means taking informed decisions whether which kind of internet operations should be opted for and which kind of network security protocols can be used in order to ensure that the present system works as per the requirement of the institution or the company or the module that is using it, right? So two parts are taken uh, into consideration. One is the security part, and the other part is the programming and requirements. The seventh one, in the same flow, turns out to be a computer network support specialist, right? Now, supposing you have got some error and your fellow network supporter is not able to address it or not able to detect the problem, then we actually call upon these people. This could be on the contractual basis as well as outsourced basis also, wherein we need the expertise of such specialist people who have to make sure that whatever error has turned up, that needs to be resolved. The troubleshooting has to be done. It could involve either the hardware or the software or both of them, right? And it may require interfaces, peripherals like the printers, scanners, and other devices which could be connected to the computer for smooth running of that work office location. Eighth in the row is a network programmer. This is the person who generally is involved in writing codes or scripts for the network analysis, such as diagnostic or monitoring utilities. The configuration and assessments of the APIs and integration is also under the same head. APIs are very commonly trending applications nowadays, which have become very popular right from let's say uh, let's say application wise. If I try to place it, APIs are very popular in the domain of something as widespread as, let's say, agriculture, to something as uh, straightforward, narrow it down to some specific applications like controlling devices. Right? So APIs are gaining good popularity, and if you develop the skill or basic learning about APIs, how they are working, how they are interfaced, then you can actually become an expert at that and play the role for support system using your skills. And last in this series is that of a computer networking instructor. So since the demand of computer networks has increased, so has the demand gone up for people who can work as instructors, because someone needs to teach this thing. Of course, online courses can provide you the theoretical knowledge, they can provide you the diagrammatic representation, but until and unless you perform it and work it out with your own hands, this is not going to give you the feel of it, or the required expertise may be incomplete until and unless you have an actual hands-on for computer networking. That is where offline courses are getting more popular due to this small limitation that hands-on is possible with a guide or with an instructor is possible with the help of offline courses. This is where I'll be taking a small set. If someone has got any queries till this point, you can actually let me know so that we can wait or we can continue. Okay. So with this assumption that whatever I have shared so far is clear, we then continue with the remaining part of it. So this was our last slide, and this is where we continue from. Now, what to learn from where, and what are the new domains of specializations possible. So if we want to excel in this domain, what are the things we need to learn, uh, and which sources are best providing them? Not only that, there are also some new upcoming domains, like something known as STM. So this is what is the next portion. If you believe you are good at basic certifications, you can actually excel and move on to higher domains of specialization. So in this respect, I'll be sharing with you a couple of options that are available. The first being network automation. So developer skills, they help to automate networks, configuring, managing, and protecting the deployment. This involves scripting language like Python or Ruby and automation software such as Red Hat Ansible, Chef, and Puppet. All of this are basically links to this location. If you go through them, you'll be able to find out. Similarly, another popular certification is the Cisco DevNet. That is basically upon network automation and the backend of it. As I said, software defined networking SDNs are getting very popular nowadays. We have software based networks that use them. We have SD, wide area networks, that is software defined WAN, and network function virtualization is NFV. Now, what happens is that hardware is doing a part of our networking. When we enable our software to perform the same task that hardware is doing, we say it is a software-based network, software-defined networking system. And nowadays, it is getting highly popular. In, in case you want to have an expertise in that, we would suggest you should be knowing how to work with open flow switches and controllers, data center solutions like VMware NSX, or Cisco's virtual multi-service data center. So these are the best resources which you can use or maybe learn as the time permits you or as the course permits you. Popular certification for this networking field is ONF certified STM associate, right? OCSA. So these are certain new networks, new degrees that if you explore and if you're interested in making your mark in this domain, you can explore to learn and improve upon. The third is the cloud. Most of the time, we have heard that certain data can be taken into the cloud. Fine. Now, what to do with this data? How to manage the network on the cloud? because computing and storage on the cloud has increased in the present day. So what people do is that they they run their networks such that it can do the processing in the network itself. There are certain terms used for it, which is infrastructure as a service, platform as a service, software as a service. These are the three most popular options available. You may decide to have an expertise in any of them or all of them, depending upon your choice. Uh, they are very popular, and they can be learned also using various cloud providers, because there are certain um, entities that provide public cloud services like AWS, Azure is there, Google Cloud is there. So all these entities make it possible for you to actually work in these domains. A popular certification in this field is the AWS Certified Advanced Networking. Okay. So far we have seen three of these uh, portions. That is the cloud, the network automation. That is a very common Python-based or Ruby-based animation. Sorry, command line scripting. Then we have the software-based networks. That is the SDN networks. The third is the cloud, and the fourth is the wireless and mobile structure. Now we all know as in how 4G has become normal, we now move towards 5G and Wi-Fi 6, which are getting more and more popular. They have wide application in domains of virtual reality, augmented reality, industrial IoT, commands, right? So this is where wireless and mobile is highly used, and a popular certification course is the WNS Certified Wireless Network Administrator. So these are the popular wireless domains, the new wireless domains that are coming up, which if someone is interested, they can explore the more details. Regarding online classes, NPTEL is one of the most reliable NPTEL Swayam platform. They are the most reliable platforms for learning wireless communication, and they provide many options available. Like for example, in this case, I searched with the help of wireless communication. This is the website. If you go over there and click, you'll be able to reach into other portions with the help of author, instructor name, discipline to search for. So whatever keyword you are using, based on that, you can have a look at the various courses available. They have their own deadlines of getting enrolled and qualified. Next, we move on to a location where, as I say, wireless applications are most widely used. That is in the space domain, right? Where we actually do not have much option of using wired communication. We have to go for wireless communication, and that is where the satellite networks come into the picture, right? So this is the view of a setup where we have different entities, different units coordinating with the satellite here, and all these links that are shown, none of them is a wired link. They are all wireless links, right? So through internet and through a wireless communication using big antennas, this kind of to and fro data exchange is possible. The most common applications that you have seen in this regard is the ATM card that you use. Most of us are using it. Credit card applications. If you have some inventory, if you are in charge of a store, then the inventory, the monitoring of the store, transactions, then distance learning. All of them are typically fixed satellite networks, right? And they are highly popular nowadays because of the reliability that they are able to provide. These are the different satellite orbits that make it possible to have various applications. Because when you see you have various applications, all applications cannot run on simple single orbit or single satellite height. So we have multiples of them at different orientation and at different heights, so that it is possible to address the different requirements using single or multiple satellites to meet the demand. A circular orbit is what is a very common orbit, but apart from the circular one, we have elliptical orbits also coming into the picture uh, for various satellites. Like you can see in this one, this red one is an elliptical orbit. Uh, the yellow one and the purple one are circular, even the green one is circular, the red one is slightly inclined. So we have this various orientations to ensure that these satellites do not collide with each other. The rays and the antennas that are used are directed in the correct direction, because if we do not make sure of that, what will happen is that the wireless link will not be a strong one. The details that are transmitted from one unit uh, may or may not reach the desired location, but the other problem is that it will try to reach to other locations. So then comes the issue of security as well. So whatever data you are transmitting for the intended receiver, if it is not reaching that person and reaching someone else, then the other person may or may not be able to read that data and make corresponding use of it, right? So wireless communication has to be done in such a manner that if it is a point-to-point communication, it has to be highly reliable. If not reliable, it has to be coded in such a manner that whatever you have sent, only the person who is meant to receive it should be able to decode it. Hence, there is a domain that is also coming up new apart from what I've mentioned here, which is using cryptographic rules to code and decode the same data that you are sending wirelessly. And many such cryptographic codes are already there in the market. Many new ones are getting generated, developed for making sure that such kind of communication is validated. This is a typical elliptical orbit, and this is how a satellite moves around the Earth or the Sun. And uh, the most common satellites that we all have seen or mostly aware of are the geostationary orbits, in which uh, one person or Earth station, we say, is in constant touch or in constant communication with one satellite throughout the entire day, 24/7, all 365 days of the year, and over a long many periods of years also. So that is the most common vision of a satellite, and most popular also, because in a way the link is established, so there aren't many variations. But of course, external forces can act over it, disturb the wireless link. In that case, again, a link has to be established. So all these links are basically wireless in nature. You cannot expect a wire connecting component on the earth to a component on the sky. That is highly ridiculous to expect. So this wireless links have to be done in such a manner that they have to travel through the atmosphere. Now, as we know, every atmosphere has got its own limitations. Every layer of atmosphere has got its own limitations. Some of them, like ionosphere, would reflect or bend the light, right, in such a manner that the data may not be able to travel through it. So, looking into such constraints, we can actually improve the wireless link by calculating noise margins and understanding the pathway, so that successful link can be generated. And this problem is more evident when we talk about wireless. Had it been a wired link, it would not have been so big a challenge, because we know the medium would be pre-decided and it is generally captured. So, but in wireless link, as we know, it is atmosphere. It is open. It is open to all kind of errors and external noises that could affect the system. Hence, it becomes more challenging. So, as we were discussing, this is the geostationary Earth orbit, which is the most common Earth orbit most of us have seen at the highest height of 36,000 kilometers, and it has got various applications that it can support. However, there are other options available, other orbits are also available, but in those cases, the path is not so well defined circular. There could be variations in the speed of the satellites, which has to be altered in order to make sure that the wireless link remains intact. The moment the wireless link is not valid, is broken, then the communication gets affected. A very simple example of this thing is I can give to you is about your in case at your homes you have your digital TV available. So let's say you're watching a match, and in case there is a rainfall somewhere, like let's say where the place the match is being played, there's a rainfall over there, then the transmission gets disrupted. Supposing there is rainfall at your place and the place where the match is being played, that place is not having a rainfall, then the match is getting delivered to you, but you are not able to see it because your part, your area, there is rainfall. So hydro parameters are known to affect wireless links in a highly large manner. It is a challenge for us as engineers to overcome the limitations of water effect, the effect of a water droplet on the wireless link. And ample amount of work is going on in this domain to ensure that the link that has been established or is planning to be established, that can work even in the presence of rainwater. The most common being rainwater. Apart from that, other concerns are ice, then the droplets of ice that are hails and all. So they are the other challenges. In order to make sure that such high capacity kind of network can work, we actually have bus system existing at the Earth stations. In case we are talking about satellite communications, which is a highly versatile network made up of a power system, communication system, command system, and the height control systems, along with the payload that is involved in it. So this is a view of the satellite components that that come into the picture and is an extension of the wireless domain of communication. Satellite services and applications which we generally use, as I said, I gave you an example of your digital TV, but the other ones that which are very commonly used are video conferencing, distance learning, telemedicines. VSAT networks are also available, VoIP, voice over IP, and business televisions, cable relays. Similarly, direct to customer operations are also available, like DTH, DBS televisions, gaming, interactive internet gamings, video and data. Most common, as I said, is GPS navigation, that is position location system, timing, search and rescue operations, fleet management, that is when there are steamers in the sea, we know that the communication is slightly fragile. So in those cases, satellites are more helpful because they can cover the oceans also, which actually make up a huge part of our Earth. So in that cases, it is far more advantageous. Of course, emergency services are very popular in terms of satellite communication because they can reach to almost all corners of the Earth without much obstructions. But as we know, wireless links, there is a constraint of diffraction and refraction. So, with the help of those multi steps analysis, we need to make sure that the multipath problems can be resolved so that the link can deliver the correct data to the receiver. Remote sensing applications, most of us have probably seen it, like for example, in the recent past there had been fire breaking up at um, excuse me.
Okay. So, Geetali ma'am, are you here?
Yes, I'm here. I thought I had a difficulty with your call, so I disconnected myself, but I'm still here.
No difficulties. And when students can see this, and if they have doubts, they will communicate through the email. If they
Yeah,
found, if they will get more interest into the your contents, right?
yeah,
So it was very informative session as you have shared the NPTEL video links, then small detailing regarding the wireless communication. So thank you so much, ma'am, and we
yeah.
appreciate being you here. This will definitely help our students, ma'am. Thank you so
Thank you.
much. Yeah, thank you
Okay,
so much for
okay.
the guidance.
Yeah, Kinjal, I'll be sharing the PPT with you. You can pass it on to your students as in
Yeah,
how they require,
yeah,
and
sure.
wishing them all the best. So this is what I wanted to cover, and I am glad I could cover it in the stipulated duration of 1 hour. Thank you.
Yes. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay, fine then. I'll be leaving in that case. Thank you, everyone.
Yes, ma'am. Tell me.